Hey guys.
My ear is ringing, and we had earplugs.
Yeah.
My ear is ringing. Anyways, guys, so we're here. We just got home. It's I don't know, almost like 2 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
We just got home from Slayer, Lamb of God,
It's like the biggest concert of the
Anthrax,
year.
Behemoth, Testament, biggest tour of this summer. I don't think there's going to be a tour that's going to even get close to this.
Yeah.
By far biggest tour. So we're at the Toronto show, and I'll let you start. So the first band was Testament. Let's just say this: all the bands had really short sets, with the exception
Yeah.
of Slayer. Testament had seven songs.
Lam of God had
Nine.
9.
Testament had 7. Behemoth had 6. Anthrax had 7. Lamb of God had 9. Slayer had 19. 19 was a long set, which was good. I mean,
Yeah.
everybody was there to
It's their
see
last
Slayer.
tour. It's their
It's
last
their
tour.
last tour. Let me just say this about the merch, because we always get questions about the merch. The t-shirts were $50. The hats were $40. They had some patches for 20, if I remember correctly. Then they had some other stuff like lanyards and cups and things like that. A lot of selection. Slayer, a lot of selection from Slayer. Hoodies 100, right? Lamb of God hoodies were 100. So a lot of selection from Slayer, a lot. Like Slayer, a lot.
I think there were like 5 canopies, which was really weird because usually when we go there, there's like at least 2 or 3.
Yeah, this time there was like more.
There was more, and there was actually 2 just for Slayer.
Yeah, exactly. They had the 2 merch stands with everybody, and then they had 1 double-sized stand just for Slayer. So a lot of merch. We told you guys the prices. A lot from Slayer. Let me rephrase that. Lots from Slayer. From Lamb of God, there was a few t-shirts and the hoodie.
There was like
and hats.
Yeah.
Behemoth, they had 2 t-shirts, I believe, and a hat and flags and things like that.
And I bought the hat.
Yeah, we're gonna post some pictures tomorrow on Instagram of the merch, because we got some Slayer t-shirts. I got a Behemoth as well, and he got a hat from Behemoth. I think the band with the least amount of merch was Testament. I think they only had like 2 shirts, something like that. Anthrax had like 3 or 4 shirts.
And had like a bandana.
Yeah, but the band that had the most amount of merch was Slayer. They had tons. I was looking at the number of the shirts that they had available in total, because they're numbered, and I think it was like in the 30s.
Yeah.
Which means they had 30 different types of t-shirt, which is crazy. Crazy. Anyways, they had the cool one that he got, which is with all the names of the bands that are on the tour. I think that one is probably the coolest looking one. But anyways, oh my ear, man. So, Testament, what did you think?
Testament, obviously Testament.
While you talk, I'm going to drink, because I'm so thirsty.
Testament, they didn't play any of the songs we did on the channel.
No, they didn't.
They
didn't.
So I didn't know any of the songs, but I did enjoy myself listening to some Testament.
We've done 3 on the channel.
Yeah.
Over the Wall, Trial by Fire, and I can't remember what the other one was. But anyways, they didn't do any of those 3. Yeah, that's true.
But I still enjoyed listening to them.
Chuck's vocals are amazing. I mean, the guy, he's like a fine wine. The older he gets, the better his vocals are. I really like their set. I mean, they did Disciples of the Watch, which is a song that I really like. But I was a little disappointed that they didn't do Over the Wall. I mean, that's like one of their bigger hits. And I was a little disappointed they didn't do
the guitar player I was talking to during the thing.
The concert.
The concert.
During the thing.
No, during their set. That's what I meant to say. And the guitar player just wouldn't let the guitar breathe.
He was amazing.
He was just
every solo, he was killing it with every single solo. Really impressive. I enjoyed their set. I just wish Over the Wall was there. I'm not even talking about Trial by Fire, but at least Over the Wall, I think it should have been there. But it was a really short set. I mean, it's not like they could really go crazy. They try to incorporate some stuff from the new album, and then a few of the classics. So it is what it is. But it was a good performance.
Yeah,
it was a good performance. Then they were done. Then Behemoth came on. Now, what did you think about Behemoth?
Well, out of all the bands, Behemoth and Slayer, the show were absolutely amazing, because Behemoth, they really scared me, but then made me feel happy because like their music is really demonic, but they had like the pentagrams everywhere, right? Like everywhere I saw on the stage, there's like a pentagram, and then there was the eagle with the pentagram on, like the what's it called, the Polish
Eagle, yeah.
eagle with the pentagram, and at one point they came out and they had like blood in their mouths, and he was spitting the blood on people in the front row, and then the what's it called? The bass player had like blood coming out of his nose and coming out of his ears, and I'm like, these guys know how to
put on a show,
how to commit.
Yeah, and then when I let me say this about Behemoth. First time, I mean, for me, it was the first time seeing all of these bands live, with the exception of Slayer. This was my third time seeing Slayer. Second time seeing Slayer at this venue. Second time. Let me say this about Behemoth. They blew my trumpets away. Yeah. And I'm not even Gabriel, but they blew my trumpet. Like, I really like their music. I just didn't know how well their music would translate to a live performance. Okay, because there are some bands that are really good in studio, but not so good live. Yeah. And then there's some bands that in studio they're like, but then live they put on an amazing performance. These guys are really good from a studio perspective. Like, when you listen to their songs, they're like absolutely masterpieces. So I didn't know how that was going to translate to live, you know, because of all the videos, we've done 2 videos of them. We've never did a live video. So they blew me away, you know, like the stage presence, the quality of the sound,
the voices,
everything, like
the voices of the bass player and
the backup vocal stuff.
Yeah.
Like, to me, Behemoth, I'm with you. To me, if I had to rate, those 2 to me would be the 2 top ones.
Yeah.
And then Lam of God and Anthrax, and then Testament. I just enjoyed their performance. And one more thing to that performance was the last song was "O Father, O Satan, O Son."
Yeah.
My God, man, they took the performance of that last song to the next level. Like they
got goat.
They had these goat masks with horns.
They stood in front of the eagles, so it looked like they had wings.
That was, I'm sure it was on purpose, but it was really freaky. Yeah. Because they had these goat masks with horns, and they were standing in front of the Polish eagles that they have on the side of the stage. So it looked like, while they're playing, it looked like they had like angel wings or something. It was really weird. But once again, they took that performance to the next level. And when they came out to that song, they had blood on their face, like on top of their of the face paint that they used. They put blood on their arms and stuff. Oh man, that last song, the performance of that last. I was talking to, by the way, we met one of our viewers. He was sitting next to us. He actually had tickets next to us. So what's the odds of that? You know? And I was talking to him, and I was like, wow, you know, imagine watching them on a full set. Not just 6 songs, but like a full set in a smaller venue where you're like up close. Like, it would be an experience, like out-of-body kind of experience. I really enjoyed.
Because it comes with spitting blood on people.
But their whole performance, the way they play the songs, like, oh my God, there's a little bit of cinematic aspect to the whole performance. You know, it's like, you listen to the music, but they're almost putting on a show beyond the music, if you will. I really enjoyed Behemoth. Like, I thought they were absolutely phenomenal live. Absolutely phenomenal. Then they were done, and then comes Anthrax. Man, I know I look like Scott Ian. I get that a lot.
Yeah, I get
that a lot.
I go over to him like, hey, after they played Evil Twin.
Yeah.
I'm like, hey, look, you're evil twins on the stage.
So what did you thought of Anthrax? Because Anthrax, unlike Testament, they played almost all of their old stuff. They played
Indians.
They finished with Indians.
Yeah.
You know what I was hoping for Indians? I was hoping that he would go backstage and he would put the feathers. Like, I don't know if you've seen a live video of that performance back in the day, where when he goes war dance, he comes out with like feathers, like Indian, like, you know, like a chief.
Yeah.
And he's like dancing like a chief. Maybe now people would think that would be inappropriate.
Yeah.
Back then in the 80s, they didn't think that was inappropriate. They finished the set with Indians, but they did Caught in the Mosh was the first one they did. Was Caught in the Mosh. They did Time. They did I'm the Law. Antisocial.
Evil Twin.
Evil Twin. Am I missing anything? No. And then Indians. I think that's it.
And
I think I cover all of the Anthrax songs actually.
yeah, and what's it called?
Scott Ian is, dude. I mean,
and
he's crazy on stage, man.
And the cool thing is like he's warming up for the war dance, right? And then he starts playing, and then he throws his guitar pick, and he's like, no.
No, that wasn't crazy enough from you guys.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
then he had to make it crazy.
Yeah, everybody, come on! This is a war dance. Everybody's got to get going. The mosh pit was crazy.
Yeah,
it was crazy. I thought Anthrax did a really. I would love to see them on a full set headlining as well, because Scott Ian has such a stage presence. Absolutely phenomenal. I really enjoy seeing him play. Seeing him like move around on stage with the guitar, like Anthrax, man. Like I can't believe it's taken me. I'm 40, so I can't believe it's taken me 30 years to see Anthrax, because I've been a Anthrax fan for 30 years, and it took me 30 years to see Anthrax.
Half of these bands have been on your bucket list.
Oh, I got them all done in one concert.
This one show, you've ticked off a bunch of bands.
Yeah, I ticked off like 4 bands in one concert, which is pretty good. But having said that, with the exception of Slayer and Lamb of God, because I'm okay with Lamb of God with 9 songs, the other ones kind of felt short. Like especially Anthrax and Behemoth. I'm gonna be honest, especially Anthrax and Behemoth. I would like to see much more from those two. I would love if those two came to Toronto as a headliner. I would definitely go. Blew me away. But then Anthrax was done. Lamb of God came on. Lamb of God played 9 songs. They finished with Redneck. Randy, the lead singer, he knows how to hype a crowd.
Yeah.
And he curses like a sailor.
Yeah, and he's like, and you're like, they're setting up, and you're like, what is that cage in the middle of the stage?
But did you see it? There was like a cage in the middle.
And the reason why is because there was
like
a disco ball inside, and like when he was standing on it, like what's it called? These colors were like flashing on him.
Really? I didn't notice that. I didn't know, but I noticed he was standing on it.
He was standing on it. He was like spitting in it. Like
he has a great stage presence, because he communicates with the audience. He gets people like really going. And by the way, like the bass player from Lamb of God, like he totally looks like Gandalf.
Yeah, I said that.
Like he's like the metal Gandalf.
Someone looked at it as like, this is the weirdest metal, because I guess.
Oh, there was a guy there who didn't know about who Lamb of God was.
Like, this is the weirdest metal band ever. We have a guy with dreadlocks.
Yeah.
We have
Gandalf.
We have this old guy, and I'm like, oh, it's Gandalf. And then he said, what was the other one?
Oh, I can't remember. But he was like, I'm sure that guy was there for Slayer.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure he didn't. For him to make that comment, he didn't know.
There was some guy behind us during Slayer, and he was almost the whole show of Slayer, and I guess it started at Lamb of God. He's just sitting there in his polo and looking at the stage like this. I'm like, how can you go to a metal show and do this for the whole concert?
I don't know. But speaking of people during Slayer, but before we get into that, hold on. Before we get into that, let's finish off with Lamb of God. I really like Lamb of God. 9 songs. Finish off with Redneck. They did 512. They did Ruin. They did what else? They did most of their like classic songs. So I was really happy with their set. 9 songs was good. Maybe one more, 10 would have been perfect. But I like the choice of songs, and I like Randy's presence. By the way, the guitar player was wearing a ginger shirt, badass ginger shirt. But Randy's vocals and his stage presence. For me, Lamb of God is one of those bands that I enjoy listening to Lamb of God on record, but live is a completely different animal.
Yeah.
Live, there's so much energy, so much anger, so much violence into the music, into the vocals.
Because you see on the TV, and you just see him, and he's like so mad, and he's spitting everywhere.
Yeah,
and
like,
he just keeps
and he's always cursing. And like, but he gets the crowd hyped. So I really enjoyed Lamb of God.
By the way, we forgot during the Anthrax part. At the end we started singing "Oh Canada."
Oh yeah! So at the end of the set, They start singing "O Canada," so the whole place sing the national anthem.
Yeah.
Wow, yeah, I thought that was kind of strange. I mean, it was cool, but you know, it's not like Anthrax are Canadian or anything like that, you know. Sorry, guys, but man, we didn't have dinner, and I'm freaking thirsty as hell. It's like $5 a water bottle, so like, sorry, but I'm so thirsty. We spent like $20 just on water bottles.
Yeah.
Like, it's freaking crazy. So anyways, Slayer. Before we talk about Slayer, the show, we gotta talk about the guy in front of us.
So I took a video of this. This guy in front of us, I guess he was just so drunk.
He was hammered.
And
like, he was double fisting beers, like,
I know, and he's
the
like,
whole
and he's
Lam
like
of God show.
People,
he was headbanging on the people in front of him. Like, he was,
he
was headbutting them from behind,
and the guy, I saw him, he got so pissed because he looked behind him, he's like, and he brings him down, and I just heard, hey, you gotta stop doing that. It's annoying. And like, he's like, don't worry, and then he goes back to doing it. And like, and he's pushing people, headbutting people. And
I don't know if you noticed, but he had kind of short hair.
Yeah.
And he kept pushing his hair, like trying to stretch it.
Yeah, he's like doing this, and he's like combing his hair back.
Dude, you have no hair. Like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, you pulling your hair is not gonna make it grow faster. It's not gonna make it longer.
He's pushing people and headbutting people. We're not in the mosh pit. We're in rows of seats.
Of seats, yeah, because it's an amphitheater.
And he's just sitting there. He's doing this.
No, he's like falling all over them. The guy had at least a 6-foot radius around him. Like, nobody could be around him. Like, he's headbutting everybody, not on purpose. He's not doing it. He's not being like mean and like, oh, here you are, boom. You know, like, he's not doing that. He's enjoying the music, but because he's super drunk, his center of gravity is not there. So he's like.
He's
like this.
I went to give him a fist bump, and he does this, and then I give him a handshake. He's like, "You get it, man. You get it."
Yeah, he was like, "This is the last dance," and then he's like, you know, I saw him headbutting the back of the guy in front of him at least like 5 times.
And the guy got so pissed.
Oh my god, it was crazy.
The last dance. But I bet you he's not going to remember this concert.
Tomorrow morning he's not going to remember anything. He's probably going to have like a sore neck and head and...
He'll be like, what the hell did I do?
Man, they drink so much beer. Him and the other douche and the 2 girls. Oh, fuck. We had like the worst 4 douches in front of us at this show.
I mean, he was just fun.
He was fun to look at, but whatever. Anyways, enough of the guy Slayer. All right, 19 songs, guys. 19 songs. I don't think I can remember all of them. But Disciple,
Raining Blood.
Sorry, Raining Blood. Seasons in the Abyss.
Angel of Death.
Angel of Death was the last one. They finished the set with Angel of Death. South of Heaven. Dead Skin Mask. Jihad. What else? Drawing a blank now. 19 songs. That's all I can remember.
And you wrote them down on a brown piece of paper.
I had a piece of paper. I wrote them, and I know I don't have the paper
anymore. It's like a weird brown envelope. So like we're trying to read it, and we're like, what the hell is this?
No, it's all I had. I had this envelope, so I wrote all the songs. But now I lost the damn thing, so I don't know. Anyways, 19 songs. You guys can go on. I'll try to find what the set list of every band was, and I'll post it on the description of the video below. 19 songs, long set. But you know what the thing is about Slayer? They don't talk in between songs.
They don't.
Very rarely. Like, I think he did 2 little intros. He did an intro.
Just like, hey, Toronto, and then like...
Yeah, Payback.
Yeah.
Payback, he did... Oh, that's another song. He did the intro to Payback, and he did another intro to another song that I can't even remember which one it was now. But that was it. It was like, play a song, songs finish, play a song, songs finish, so even though it was 19 songs,
it didn't feel like 19 songs.
No, they played for an hour and a half. They came on at 9:30, 9:20.
To me,
they finished at 11 o'clock.
To me, it felt like they played like 12 songs.
Yeah, because their songs are not very long, right? But the fact that there was no talking, it was just like, we're here to play, and it was just boom, 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 one after another. They went on at around 9:20. They were finished by 11.
Right at the end. Oh,
I was happy, by the way. Sorry about that. I was really happy because they played all... Oh, Mandatory Suicide. I almost forgot about that. Chemical Warfare. They played all of my favorite classic. Oh, Black Magic, Postmortem, they did those two as well. They played all of my favorite Slayer songs from when I was a kid. Oh, Hell Awaits as well. They did Hell Awaits.
And all the songs we've done on the channel, they played those ones.
Yeah, every single song we did from Slayer, they did that song. But as I thought they would, right? So Slayer, because it's a farewell tour, last tour, they really play the classics. It was like a greatest hits. And I can honestly, if you ask me one song that they didn't play that they could have played, I can't think of a song that it's a popular Slayer song, like a famous Slayer song, that they didn't do. I would like them to do Expendable Youth. I really like that song from Seasons in the Abyss. They didn't do that one, but it's not one of their great. I mean, it's one of my favorites, but it's not one of their greatest hit songs, right? So it was you can't hate on that set list. Perfect. But anyways, what were you gonna say?
I was gonna say at the end, it was like it was so sad because usually at the end of shows, like, we'll see you next time.
Yeah, I agree with you.
And this time I was just like, bye.
Yeah, I agree with you. Tom Araya at the end of the show, they took their time to say goodbye at the end of the show. They threw some pigs and drumsticks and things like that.
Lots of pigs.
Yeah, like just hands full of pigs into the crowd. Yeah, and Tom Araya at the end, you could tell he was emotional about it. Because normally at the end of the show, like you said, he goes, "All right, guys, see you next time." But there's no next time. So it was like, he said something like, I'm going to miss you guys. Yeah. When he said that, man, it was really touching. And I'll tell you guys why it was even more touching. Because when Angel of Death, that was the last song on the set list, when Angel of Death came on, they had this banner with the Heineken, the beer, the Heineken logo. Yeah. But instead of Heineken, it said Hanneman, which was Jeff Hanneman, the guitar player that passed away 5 years ago. It said Hanneman. It had the date of his birth, the year that he was born, the year that he passed away. It said Angel of Death on top, and then at the bottom was, what did it say at the bottom?
I took a picture of it.
I can't remember. Something like, it wasn't. I know at the top said Angel of Death. Said Hanneman across. It had the date of the year of his birth, the year of his death, and then at the bottom it had something. I can't remember what it was, but it had something at the bottom. But it was with the Heineken logo. Yeah. So the banner was there during the whole Angel of Death song, and then at the end of the song was over. Tom Araya took his time. All of them took their time, and then when he said that, "I want to miss you guys," right before he walks off stage, that was touching. Yeah. Like I was like, man, fuck. And then, like, we're one of the greatest. Never mind thrash metal bands. One of the greatest metal bands of all time. These guys influenced so many other bands to pick up instruments and start their own bands and stuff like that. And when he says that, like, "I'm gonna miss you guys," that was like, wow. I was touched.
It's my first time seeing Slayer, and probably my last time, unless we go to the
London show. Yeah, we'll have to see about that. I can't commit yet, but we'll see. All right, guys. So this is it, right? This was Slayer. This was the tour, biggest tour of the summer, I think. My ear is still ringing. I'm thirsty. My ear is ringing. I'm a mess. This concert was a mess. I loved it. I had a great time. Yeah. Great day. I absolutely love it. All right, guys. This is it for us. This is it for our concert review. If this tour comes around, you guys have to go. The second leg of the tour is not going to have Behemoth. I believe it's going to have Napalm Death in North America. For those folks in Europe, I believe it's going to be Slayer, Lamb of God, Anthrax, and Obituary, which is pretty good. I mean, can't hate on that. That's pretty good. So, guys, my advice is, regardless if you believe that this is going to be the last tour or not, because there's some rumors floating around that they might be, the Big Four do a tour later down the road. So, regardless, don't miss this tour. It's insane. The quality of bands, the quality of music, the amount of songs that they're performing, the amount of songs that Slayer plays. You guys gotta get there and take some money with you. By the way, the merch takes credit card. We spent $200, $190. So they take credit card. But, $50 a shirt, it is what it is. So you have to buy a Slayer shirt in their last farewell tour. So Anyways, guys, don't miss this tour. It's really worth going. I had a blast. I had a good time.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Come back tomorrow. It's Throwback Thursday. We're going to have one of those Headbanger Balls video. Headbangers Ball. Why did I say Headbanger Balls? Oh. Headbangers Ball video tomorrow. See you guys.
See ya.